Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
But I didn't get much sleep. I woke up really late today, and I made the only thing I had to eat today was like 5 pieces of bacon and 2 scrambled eggs. I made that at like 1:30, and then I'm gonna have some sort of dinner, and that's it. Maybe I'll just have a protein bar. That's it.
Should we do one of those cold opens that the cool podcasts do, where like you're mid a conversation
Sometimes.
and then you be like, "Welcome to the podcast. You were in it this entire time."
That's what the Kind of Funny podcast has been doing lately. Like this last week, Nick said something, and it was super random, and then Greg just looked at the camera and went, "Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast." And I was like, "This is great."
Yeah.
But they do that because they have a pre-show.
Yeah.
So they just at a certain point decide this is the beginning.
Well, this is the beginning of Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and turkey. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by the turkey, Teddy Chinaris.
Gobble, gobble. I'm Tommy Gobbler. Have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
That's a great show. Oh, my God. I'll send you the clip of Tommy Gobbler. It's great. It's one of those, that show's cold opens. He comes in, like one of the cops comes in like in a turkey costume for Thanksgiving, and he's like, "I'm Tommy Gobbler." And one of Adam Sandler, his character is like, Charles, no, seriously, like cut it out. Like it's, and then he's like, "I'm not Charles, I'm Tommy Gobbler." And then he's like, "No, seriously, this is the Davidsons. They're wondering about their missing grandmother." And he turns and goes, "I have some deeply tragic news for you." Then it cuts to the theme. It's great. It's a great show.
I wonder if like cold opens are gonna go away in like the Netflix world because like you know.
Well, as long as there are theme shows or theme songs, they won't.
Well, I mean,
You know?
Netflix likes to be able to just like skip over the intros right into the content. And
I think it depends on the show though, because some, like, I don't know, let's say for example, like when I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood recently, like it starts with a recap and then the intro and then the show, and sometimes I think it did automatically skip the intro, the recap, and then the theme, but I like jumped back to the theme every time I think it learned that I was like doing that, so it like started with the theme. Or it started and then I'd skip the recap. I don't know. Oh. But yeah, it does do that. But sometimes on certain shows where it's just a cold open, like it never skips that.
The ones I don't like are the after credits, because like apparently Rick and Morty does that, and I saw someone post on Facebook of like, after credits from Rick and Morty was awesome. I was like, wait, there was an after credits? I'm not watching the credits to find out.
Brotherhood had after credits scenes a lot of the time that were very important, and I didn't know that until halfway through the show because Netflix cut it when the credits started. So it got to the point where it was like the credits would start and it would go to the corner in the small screen, and I'd click on it and be like, okay, is there anything after? And sometimes there was, sometimes there wasn't. So I guess it depends on the show. But
yeah. For stuff like that, it would be nice if Netflix like tagged those and allowed you to be like skip to after credits.
Yeah. Or just it, yeah, that would be great. But I guess that would be a lot of work. Like the show the show itself, like when they come into Netflix, I guess they would have to do it. But I don't know how that onboarding process works. Like I don't know how much.
If they're tagging the openings,
involved.
then they could tag that as well, because they've got to skip the intro button. So
yeah,
they'd have to have those time codes. Also,
Darian is not here. She's chilling, everybody. She's visiting some friendos, having a good time. She's coming back today, but she won't be here at the by time of recording, so it's just me and Bryce today. We're just chilling.
I didn't actually know what she was up to.
Lives.
I went into her stream the other day and was just like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And she's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm not going to be on the podcast." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, I think she forgot to tell me, and then I was in her stream, and she's like, "Oh, wait, you need to know this."
I don't mind this as much as I used to, but I remember I used to listen to the Destiny community podcast. I still do, but not as much because I'm not super into Destiny at this point in time. But they every now and then one of the hosts would be gone, and it would take until like the middle of the episode, like somebody would say something about that person, and then they'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is why they're not here. And I'd be like, oh, thank you. Because it always was nice when it would start and be like, here's the host, and this person's not here because they're doing whatever. And I'm like, oh, thanks. This is a nice little update. But at this point, I don't mind too much. But I used to be bothered when somebody wasn't there that I knew should be there, and then they would never reference it because I'm like, what the fuck? They're just not, like, are they dead? Like, what's going on?
Well, obviously, if they were dead, that would be sad. But yeah, I mean, we say who's on the podcast at the beginning, and then like if you're a dedicated listener, you know who the hosts are. But I don't make a point of being like, well, Teddy's got diarrhea, so I mean, to be fair,
I usually try and be like, they're busy with blank.
For a while there, when you missed a few episodes, we just said you were like dead. We just
you did. I did hear some that you guys made up. There was one I think that straight up you're like, yeah, he's dead, and Darren's like, I killed him or something like. It just it got dark. Fake. It got fake and dark, telling people lies.
Well, Teddy, are you prepared for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Is that next week? That's next week, isn't it? Not this upcoming week, but the week after.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty chill here at the Chinaris household. Because my sister and my brother-in-law did live up here. They lived up here with us in Nashville. And then earlier this year, they moved down to Florida. But they're not coming up for Thanksgiving. But we're gonna go down and visit them for Christmas. So Thanksgiving this year is just gonna be super. It's just me, my dad, and my mom, and we're just gonna chill. I'm gonna go down, eat turkey, and then that's it. Yeah, good food.
I'm just gonna sit at home and enjoy the fact that I don't have to work.
You should cook something. Like for yourself, like a small little turkey or something.
No, that sounds like work.
I mean, cooking is work, but it's good for you.
I always like hate. I'll be like, oh, I've got the day, just chill out. I'm just gonna eat stuff. It's gonna be great. And then I'll be like, oh fuck, I forgot to get groceries. And then I'll be like, oh, I'll just go get fast food or something. Oh, everyone's closed. And then I'm just like starving on Thanksgiving because I forgot to get food.
It's a terrible Thanksgiving. At least get yourself food this year. Get something in advance.
Well, the girlfriend's going home for the holiday. She's, I think, leaving next Saturday. So it's just like, can you buy me food before you leave? Because I'm probably going to forget.
Or you can buy yourself food.
I'm gonna forget. I'm going to forget. Yeah. It's going to be bad.
Mm-hmm.
What she needs to do is like buy food and like hide it from me. Because
how much goddamn food do you eat?
I mean, it depends on the day and the situation, but I'll probably like just eat it, and then the day will come, and then I'll be like, it's time to eat again. I can't.
You're really struggling with everyday functions over there.
I mean, yeah, there's
of eating.
There are things that I excel at, and there's things that I don't, and
eating some of which is eating.
I can eat. I can do the act of eating well, almost too well. I can eat too much. The problem is like acquiring the food and having it available to me. The fact that I can eat so much is the reason that I fail so bad at having food.
Damn.
Aaron was out to dinner with some people the other night, and I was like, oh, are you going to bring something home to eat when you come home? And she's... it took her a while to respond because she was, having dinner with the people. And so I'm just like going through the fridge, just like eating cheese sticks and just anything I can find in there. Are great. And then like she's like, oh, sorry it took me so long to respond. Do you still want food? And I'm like, well, I did eat stuff, but it would probably be good for you to bring me like real food that it was just cheese.
Probably be good to. That's like, dude, that was like when I was living in my apartment. Not fucking. Sometimes it's like, well, I'm out of food that I bought like at the beginning of the week for like actual meals, so I guess I'll have goldfish and Little Debbie. That was a bad habit. But that happened, that's for sure. So I get what you mean. It's just
well,
like, what do I have in here?
Teddy Generous, do you get what I mean when I say, what have you been playing?
I do. That's a pretty standard, straightforward question. So yeah. God. So what? Last 2 weeks was I here in the last episode? I think I was.
I think so.
Yeah, I've been playing. Legitimately back on my Switch. I've been like playing Breath of the Wild again, which is great. Still such a good fucking video game. Still have not ever seen or defeated a divine beast with over like 25 hours in that video game, but spread across 2 different versions on the Wii U originally and now on the Switch. It's so good. It's really great. I don't remember what fully got me back into it. I think I legit just saw somebody streaming it or something like that, and then I was like, I should play that. And now I'm messing around with it again. And holy fucking shit, Jedi Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is so good. I've only played the first 2.5 hours-ish. I played that Friday night. I meant to play a bunch last night, but I got home from work super late, and I opened the game and like traveled somewhere. Like I opened the game, literally was like did a thing that like triggered kind of a cutscene for like 5 minutes or whatever, and then got into gameplay, walked off the ship to a place, and like started running around and started like, okay, here's what I got to do, open my map or whatever, and I was like, I'm going to sleep. I was like, the second I had to take active participation, I was like, I'm tired. I can't do this right now. But God, it's so good. It's so good. Bryce, are you getting it? Like,
yeah,
do you have...
I honestly, like, it snuck up on me that I didn't realize it was coming out when it was, because, like, I went to go pick up my girlfriend's copy of Pokemon Sword or Shield, because she's got physical. I went digital. She got physical so that I can also play Shield, because she doesn't have interest in playing Sword, but I want to play both probably. So while we were there at GameStop picking up it, they were like, here's when you can pick up Pokemon at 11, and you can pick up Fallen Order at 9. And I'm like, wait, that came out today? Fuck, there's 2. Why is everything today?
What? That's so weird. Because wasn't Pokemon on Thursday?
Yeah, that you could pick up.
So couldn't you have picked that up at 11 Wednesday night?
No, it came out Friday. And people were playing it Thursday night.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I guess... Oh, Jedi's the same thing then. Yeah, they came out the same day.
Although I did hear that apparently you could, if you had an Australian account, a Nintendo account, you could play it a day early because they're time zones. And it's one of those things of like... New
Zealand is what a lot of people do. Especially like when it came to... I can't remember what. There was some Destiny release where they were like, oh, I'm in New Zealand. Oh, no. It was Breath of the Wild, I think, where Gathalion was streaming. He's a big Destiny streamer. He was streaming Breath of the Wild a day before and being like, oh, yeah, I'm a New Zealander. And he had like a New Zealand flag up on his stream like the whole time, being like, yep, this is me. It was great.
It's one of those things of like, in the world we live in now, it's 2019, put all games out at the exact same time. I don't really care.
Yeah, it's just, it makes it really confusing for marketing and like different. It's much easier to be like November 18th or whatever, you know? And then, but like the exact same time everywhere would be really kind of confusing. So it'd be like Australia, it's the 19th or the 17th or whatever. America's the 18th, like at this time, you know.
It would be hard for physical like GameStop to sell it to you, but if we went all digital, then it would be fine. It's like,
I mean, that's what they do in America with all digital games when it comes to like if you pre-order a game on PlayStation, like the countdown is the same. So like that night, right? Like for Central, it unlocks for me at 11 o'clock, but for Eastern people, it unlocks at midnight, and like San Francisco, it unlocks at 9. And
I could play the digital version at 11 on Thursday, even though the game for it came out at midnight Eastern, I think. So 11 Central, I think like 9 o'clock on the West Coast.
Who knows about mountain time? You
Yeah,
know what I
there's-
mean? Like, it doesn't exist. Who cares?
Who
I also-
understands time zones? No one.
No, not me.
Also, quick note: I vote that the entire country goes to daylight saving time all year round. Tell your congressman.
Oh, it's a bold choice. Yeah. I also forgot. I had a friend, a regular Friday, who's one of my Twitch supporters. He came and visited. He was here in Nashville for work this last week. So I went and hung out with him, and my friend Andrew, who lives down like 2 hours away from me, like drove up on Thursday, and we like hung out and played a couple of games, and like it was fun. But I forgot, so I played a little bit of Trivial Pursuit on the Switch. That's a very fun video game. And also we played a little bit of Smash and a little bit of Castle Crashers. Castle Crashers, fucking great game. Shout out. I want to play more of that game.
That game keeps getting re-released because oh god, I don't know.
It's a 360 game.
Yeah, that's got to be at least 10 years old, if not more.
That is a game that literally, like, at my friend's house when I was in high school, I saw him play on his 360 and was like, man, I wish I had a 360 to play this instead of my PlayStation 3. But it's so good. And I remember buying it on sale on PC once because I remembered that, and I was like, oh, now I can play it. And then I never really played it.
It is a game that is great to play with friends. It's not as fun by yourself.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how far you've gotten into it. Have you had to battle, like, have you saved a princess?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's fun.
When it's like, oh, you defeat the big boss, and now you have to battle your friends to see.
Yeah, you fight each other to get the princess. It's great.
Although
it's so fun.
I played that with somebody. I had played the game previously, and I played it with somebody new for the first time.
So you were like much higher level.
Well, no, just the fact of we went through, and then like the first time you play, if everybody's playing new, they're like, wait, what's happening? But I just was like, oh, now I'm gonna kill you, and they were like, wait, what? I just went and killed them while they were confused.
Nice.
They were not a fan of that.
The true warrior move, you know. So those were fun, but real talk, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, right? So me and them were hanging out that Thursday night, and I was like watching the clock in between. Like we finished the Castle Crashers level, and I was like, oh, it's 11. Like I had the Metacritic page up, and I refreshed it, and I was like, holy shit, let's go. I figured from everything that I had heard I had just earlier that day watched like the preview on IGN that they gave of it. And they mentioned how it's like a mix of Zelda and God of War and Uncharted and Metroid Prime and, oh god, there's some other examples in there, but I can't fully remember right now. It's like a mix of all these different games that I love, and I'm like,
Bloodborne.
And Star Wars, and I'm like, this sounds made for me. Like, this is so perfect. And then the reviews dropped, and it has a 91, and I was like, yes. Let's go.
I was worried about that because usually if a game doesn't have reviews out before it comes out,
usually it's not a great
bad sign.
Yeah.
And so I was like, the game's supposed to come out soon. Why are there no reviews?
It was weird that the embargo was like on release.
Yeah. But yeah, it's good that it's good from what I hear.
It's one of like, I don't fully know, but I would assume it's one of the highest rated games of the year. Not too many, like when it comes to big AAA games, not too many games this year have gotten like above a 90 kind of thing. But 91, like that's really solid. And my friend the other day asked me like, oh, so what are we feeling about Jedi Fallen Order after like playing it for a little bit and seeing reviews and whatnot? And I was like, dude, I've only played like the first couple hours, but from everything that I've heard from people and from the little bit that I have played, it is so nice to be playing a game that is like, it's not the exact same caliber, but it is very close. It's a very similar kind of caliber when it comes to quality of like God of War. Like, I haven't played a game of this caliber since God of War. Like, it feels like I am playing, like, the big game this year, and, like, the fucking voice acting is great, and, like, everything meshes so well, and the customization of your lightsabers. This is the best praise I can give of what I've played so far. Literally, the first moment, there's like it's stormtroopers, right? There's stormtroopers in front of you, and the first moment where it's like press square to attack, right? And he's standing like in this stance, and he has his hand on the hilt of the lightsaber. And the moment I did it and like press square a couple times, and like he draws the lightsaber, it's like and like slices through him. And the moment that happens, I set my controller down and went, holy shit. Like, I am honestly a way bigger Star Wars fan than a lot of people know. Like, when I was younger, I downloaded 70 pages of Luke Skywalker lore from Wikipedia and printed it and kept it in a notebook and read it. Like, I was super into Star Wars, and I read like books and shit. Like, I still love Star Wars. But I kind of forget how much of a connection I have to it. So the moment that happened, that plus like the Mandalorian this week, like, it's great. It's a good time to relive my childhood love.
Yeah.
But so far I'm really liking it, and I'm wanting to play more for sure.
Star Wars is great as long as
I hope I actually beat it.
Good people are in control of it.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain parts of Star Wars that I don't love.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to check out Star Wars Fallen Order, but first I've got a few games that I've been messing around with myself. I made some progress in the Outer Worlds. I'm done with the first area. That game is a good Fallout. I think.
See, that sounds great.
Yeah.
As somebody who played Fallout 4 a little bit and was not super into it, I'm like, this. I want to try it for sure.
Yeah, Fallout. I think people really like Fallout 3. There was New Vegas. People were like, Fallout 4. It's gonna really blow our minds. It's gonna take the stuff and make it really good, and it just didn't. There was like the world. I think Fallout just has a problem with its setting at a certain point. That like just walking around the world of Fallout just is like, this is ugly. This is a bad, like, I don't enjoy this.
No, you don't want. It's not a place that you want to be. You want to live in that world. That's for sure. Yeah,
and it's just like not a fun place to explore. And the Outer Worlds, it's kind of like, it's. I mean, the world is sci-fi corporatism taken to the extreme. Literally, the planet was founded by corporations trying to nickel and dime people. Like, everybody is loyal to the company they work for, and if you are not a good worker, you're basically dead.
Damn, brutal.
And there's, the big... There's conflicts between different companies, which seem to be more in the background compared to the people who are like, maybe companies aren't the best, versus the companies, and that seems to be the main issue. But like the moral choices, like honestly, I sat and the like skill tree stuff is so cool. Like I like piling in skill point. I like leveling up my dialogue choices because that'll allow me to like learn more about characters, allow me to like explore the world more. Because like I went to a bartender who just is like, oh, I hate the people who like leave Spacer's Choice and aren't part of our company anymore. They're dragging down the city, and I was like, okay, this is just supposed to be a like representation about how kind of the average person feels about the deserters, because there's people who've like left the factory where they can. Well, they're supposed to be canning tuna, but also when you walk in to talk to the mayor, like the guy who runs the town, he's having a conversation with a mechanic about like how the canning machine isn't working right because what they're trying to put into the cans is not what it was built for. So I don't think they have specifically said what they're trying to call tuna, but I'm vaguely curious and also not. But yeah, like I was able, because I had dialogue options, because I had put points into that, I was able to have the conversation with this bartender about how she growing up, she wanted to be like a scientist, but she was told that she asked too many questions, and then like because I had high intelligence, I was able to have these like choices or like more dialogue options where I could say like, well, asking questions is important for a scientist, and then kind of like getting this chick's backstory of this random bartender. And like, I don't think we're going to see this bartender again. I don't think she's like important to the overall story, but like having those conversations made the world feel alive. And like it's kind of got a sort of sci-fi steam. It feels like Firefly. It is a space western. Literally, literally the ship they gave you. I showed my girlfriend to her like, this is Serenity, right? This looks like Serenity, and literally there's like Western music playing in the background at points. So I'm like, this feels like
going around right now.
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
Yeah, it feels like it's going for a Firefly vibe. One of the first companions you can get kind of feels like the companion from Firefly, but it has the space western in the but there's also, I mean, like the big, like it was the independence versus like government in Firefly, whereas in this it's like people who want to be free versus corporations who are like want you to be a worker, who want you to like make them money and all that stuff. So yeah, I explored the first area, which you have to get a power converter for your ship, so that you can like take off and go place. And I like that like they make you make a hard choice, and it kind of, for some people are just like, oh, it's not that hard of a choice, but like because there's two places you can get a power converter from. You can either take the power converter from the town, from the factory, and deprive them of power, or you can go take it from this group of people who have deserted the town and who are trying to be free and stuff, and whoever you take the power from, the other people are going to do better and such, and the other people are basically going to die. They don't have power.
Yeah.
And like it kind of seems like the obvious choice is to go with the deserters. They're like, you know, not just trying to make money and stuff, but having conversations. There was a moment like the companion that they give you right when I was about to like flip the switch and say like, hey, I'm gonna give power to the deserters. She was like, maybe you shouldn't. Like, this is these workers are just trying to get by. This is the life they know. And like they try and like make it a hard choice, and I respected that. So I really like the choices. It feels like I have a lot of options and a lot of like thinking to do as I'm playing this game, and it's also the thing I love about this. And both the other game I'm playing coming at the same time, apparently they're both under 20 hours. I think somebody said the Outer Worlds can be done in about 18. And I'm like...
Yeah, that's what I heard from a lot of people.
And I'm like, a game that...
Same with Star Wars, actually.
Yeah.
I heard the Star Wars' story kind of finishes up around 20 hours.
Yeah, and like there are people who are like, oh, like I want to get all like hours and hours out of my games, and I'm like, dude, you're telling me I can like play through and have an entire experience in 18 hours? Yeah, thank you, please. I want to be able to say
actually might finish it.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, there's a chance.
Yeah, that is what I am all about, and if you tell me that's the time that it takes to beat this, I'm like, I will check that out now. Because Red Dead, I have probably played it for way more than that. I don't know, probably 60 hours or something, and I'm halfway. It's way too long. It is way too long, and I'm just like, I want to see how this story ends, but it takes too long. Please. But yeah, Pokemon Sword and Shield just came out. It's pretty cool. I love the art style. I love. Like, I had just played Sun and Moon on my DS 2DS XL, and I don't know if maybe when they originally made the game, it wasn't designed to be on a bigger screen, but like some of the textures and stuff just felt bad. Playing Pokemon on my TV and everything looking cool, and it almost looking like I'm in an anime, like felt so cool. I love the camping where you're like playing with your Pokemon, talking to them. My girlfriend is like, I want to pet them, and that was cool in Let's Go that you can like pet Pikachu, but that was the only one that you could do. Whereas any Pokemon that you have, you can camp with. You can throw a ball and they'll bring it back. And like I love the like interactions that I'll see them have. Like there's many times that I'll see my Pokemon racing each other, which is really cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah, like
fuck?
the camp is such a cool addition. The cooking is a little bit confusing. Like I'm not 100% sure like what ingredients I'm supposed to be mixing together to make different stuff, which I don't love. I feel like in Breath of the Wild, you had a better idea of what you're cooking. And it was...
I was just going to compare. I was going to be like, is it similar? Because so far looking like... Well, my only problem really in Breath of the Wild, like replaying it right now, is like trying to find a goddamn fire pit. I've just been like, as soon as I find a fire pit, I'm going to make a bunch of stuff, but I haven't just in a little bit. But even when I do, it's pretty clear, but I feel like I need to like write down what it is, because there's a lot of stuff that I'm sure would be super useful, but I don't fully know how to do it. But it is kind of clear, like, I don't know, you throw in some steak, some mushrooms, you know, like that'll make a good kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
you have a general...
It's fairly clear.
You'll get a base ingredient where you can pick like cooked burgers or salad or pasta, and that'll be your main ingredient, and then you add berries for spice or whatever, and basic like each berry will say like, oh, this one will help with greasy food, or this one will make it spicier, or this one will like is both sweet and sour. And I'm like, what? I put in a like cooked burger. What should I be what kind of berries is good? I don't know.
Yeah,
so it's a little confusing. And Polygon had an article about like, here's a kind of, they hadn't filled it out completely. They're trying to still figure it out themselves.
Yeah.
But it gave like here's the berries that are spicy. Here's the berries that are sweet. Here's the berries that are like neutral. And I would guess that it's like, take one of the base ingredients, put some spicy stuff in, and then you'll get like spicy salad. Or so it kind of seems like no matter what ingredients you put in, you'll get something at least somewhat good. Like you can't make a bad one, but you can make a really, really good one. So it's just a little bit. I wish things were a little bit more clear of what they expect of me. But it's still like, I love the world. I love the interactions. I love that you're seeing Pokemon out in the wild, that like it's not just in the wild area. Everywhere you go, there are Pokemon wandering around, and you can walk up to them and you can catch them. You always know, because they did that in Let's Go, where you see the Pokemon, and they just do that everywhere. The only time, occasionally you'll see an exclamation mark in tall grass, and you won't know what the Pokemon is until you like get there. My only complaint is that in the wild area, there will... well, I guess I have two complaints. In the wild area, there will be Pokemon that are wandering around that you can't catch because they are too high level for what you are allowed to catch based on your gym badges. Based on what gym badges you'll have, they'll be like, you can catch up to level 20 Pokemon with this. But in the wild area, I've encountered like level 60 Pokemon, and I'm like, I don't have those badges, and you have no clue what level the Pokemon will be until you're in the battle with them, and so you're like, okay, I just have to run away. Like I can't do anything here. Yeah, so I wish there was some sort of indicator to say, hey, this is a high level one. Maybe don't mess with it.
Yeah.
My other issue is that you can play online with other people, which is cool. When you're in the wild area, you will literally see other players running around in the wild area. You can talk to them, and it's just like you're not literally talking to them, but you can go up to another player, and they'll usually be like, "Hey, I found this while I was exploring. Here's the thing." But yeah, it's
this the Pokemon MMO that everybody's always wanted?
it's kind of a halfway deal. And then if you set up camp, or if somebody else sets up camp, you can visit each other's Pokemon camp and like play with other people's Pokemon. So that's really cool. Nice. My problem is that me and my girlfriend have been playing at the same time. So you have two modes of communication. You've got local communication, which means that it'll just be like people nearby, so I can see my girlfriend playing because she's right next to me. That'll show her running around. Or you can go online, but as far as I can tell, there's no way to just be like only my friends, because I will just see literally everybody running around, and you will also get notifications that'll pop up on the side of your screen for people be like, oh, I just caught a Squirtle, or Squirtle's not in this one. I don't know. I just caught it.
And that's so crazy.
Yeah, it sucks, but I'm not that upset about it because I don't even know.
I get that.
I don't know if I'm gonna catch all the ones that are in there.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It is just like out of the ones to exclude, I would not think that Squirtle would be one of them. You know what I mean?
It kind of sucks.
What about Bulbasaur? Is he there?
No.
What about Charizard?
Charmander is in there because
of course, favoritism on the starters here.
Because the champion has a Charizard. He's so it's like if you're gonna include one, you should include all three. Yeah. But if I'm online, I am constantly getting notifications from random people saying, "Oh, I caught this Pokemon." I'm like, I don't care about you. I would like to see my friends, that like my Nintendo Switch friends, what they're catching, what they're up to. But I can't find a way to limit it to just that. Yeah. So it seems like there's some like quality of life stuff that Nintendo might want to look into. I hope that maybe we see some updates to this in the future. I don't know if Game Freak has done that in past games, of like update it with features or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, Pokemon's good. Big surprise. I mean, there's still people who are very, very upset, but I'm loving my time with it. And it's good. Yeah. I also saw people pissed that Pokemon Sword and Shield is only like 20 hours, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably 20 hours for the story. You tell me you can complete the entire Pokedex in that time, and I will laugh.
Oh my god, it's so funny though, because like I feel like the narrative at this point has turned to where most people are in 2019 on our side of the fence, where it's kind of like before, or years ago, it was like, this game isn't even 20 hours. I could get Witcher 3 for 300. I mean, before Witcher 3, but it was like, I could get this game played for, like, it was all about, like, how long is it? And now everybody's like, no. Make it short and good and, like, to the point.
That's before most gamers had jobs.
Yeah.
As we get older, we're like, no, please make it so I can beat this game.
Yeah.
But maybe there was some announcements of games that we'll be able to beat in the future. Stationaris.
Hopefully we will be able to beat them, but here's one game actually that I do want to beat, right? It's coming to PC on December 3rd. This is part of the XO 2019 or XO 19, like that big Xbox conference that happened this last week. There's a lot of news from that, and pretty much that's all of our news over the last 2 weeks. But yeah, the game coming out to PC on December 3rd is Halo Reach. That remaster is coming. It's on Steam now. This is the one Halo game that I have not played. And
I was literally about to ask you, is this a game that ends blah blah blah?
And it is, though. I mean, yeah.
You know.
I know a very basic, like, I'm pretty sure I know. I mean, from what I've heard.
From what I understand, you know what happens to Reach at the beginning of the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, you can at least have a basic idea of what goes on here. But yeah, it wasn't on the Master Chief Collection, and you could, for a while, it wasn't even backwards compatible, but then it became backwards compatible, and I had a friend, like, lend it to me, but then I just never got around to doing it. But one of my friends specifically constantly is like, when are you going to play Reach? When are you going to play Reach? And now that it's coming to the Master Chief Collection and PC, now I'm gonna have to, but I'm excited because it's like a new Halo that I can actually play. I've played literally all of the others. I have not beaten Halo Spartan Strike or Halo Wars or Halo Wars 2. Actually, to be fair, I did not play Halo Wars 1, but I did play a good bit of 2, and I actually really, really dug 2, and I wish that I could play more, but that's like it's out of my reach at this point, guys.
Did you finish the arcade game?
We got really close. Genuinely, I got really close. I played, it's called Halo Fireteam Raven. I played the 2-player version with Snowbike Mike a little bit, twitch.tv/Snowbike Mike in Seattle during PAX. We played a little bit of that. We got through like the first couple of missions. And then recently I went with the same friend who always wants me to play Halo Reach, my friend Eric. We went to Gatlinburg for a weekend in Tennessee, and we were hanging out, and there's like an arcade there, and they had the 4-player version, which is like giant. It was really cool. And we played that, and we honestly almost just spent like all of our money just to beat it. Like I think there were 2 more missions. There's 8, I think, total, and I think we got through the first 6. But yeah, that is genuinely really fun. But yeah, Halo Reach coming to PC. You know what else is coming to Microsoft stores? I mean, Halo Reach is not coming to Microsoft stores, but I guess it is in the Master Chief Collection. Sure. For Black Friday, Microsoft is cutting prices on the Xbox One consoles and controllers and whatnot. There's an article on The Verge by Alia Chandri. Sure, close enough. There's an article on The Verge about it, so I'm gonna skim through here and see what we can find, because there's a lot of different like little sales that they announced and whatnot. Like, so for hardware deals, Microsoft is offering $150 off all Xbox One X standalone consoles and bundles, as well as $100 off any Xbox One S bundle. That's actually really, really good. The Xbox One S All Digital Edition bundle will be even cheaper, down to $150, and will come with Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and Fortnite with some in-game cosmetics. That is not bad at all. That's really good. The only thing that I saw here that I was bummed about, it's like, for the Xbox Design Lab controllers, they're only like $10 off, and I'm like, damn. I wish that was a really good one, because the Design Lab controllers are dope.
They're dope, and they can get spendy if you really dig into it.
You can engrave your name. God,
I would love that.
I wish you could do, and I don't think you can, but I wish you could do the Design Lab with the fucking Elite. If you could do the Design Lab with the Elite, and if I had just unlimited money, I would make myself the dopest Elite Series 2 Xbox Design Lab controller. It would be awesome. But yeah. And $20 off some other like limited edition controllers and stuff like that. This is all at like the Microsoft Store. And a lot of this, they said, it comes on the November 24th through December 2nd. So it's not just Black Friday, it's like a little time period.
They gotta clear out stock for the next console, because I'm sure this time next year we'll be seeing the next thing.
Yeah, for the consoles for sure, and those controllers will last you. They have said that the controllers will work on the next Xbox. So
yeah, but will they
get some controllers?
Will they have their new controllers that will be better?
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe they will be better. Yeah. I don't think they will. I don't think they're really going to redesign for the next console. I mean, they have the fucking Elite Series 2, man. Like, God, controller's amazing. You know what else might be amazing? Project xCloud, which is coming to it's launching in 2020. They basically were like, no, this is going to launch next year for sure. They also said that it's going to work with PS4 controllers and PC streaming as well. And it also has like, there's an article on The Verge that's literally like the headline's like, Microsoft's xCloud preview now has 50 new games, more than Stadia's launch list. Because that's kind of a news story, I guess, but Stadia,
It's out there.
that launch is looking rough.
Yeah.
It's like 13 games. I don't really know what they're doing over there. But yeah, learn more at xbox.com/game streaming. I'm interested to see how that all works. xCloud, I think, is the one thing out of all of the streaming stuff that I'm at least somewhat actually hopeful for and might use. Who knows?
I feel like all of these streaming services are gonna need, even if they're really good, they're gonna need to do like a 30-day free trial, or even so like a free trial to get people to try it and believe. Because I don't think, even if everyone's like I hear a lot of people go like, yeah, it works amazing for me, I'll be like, you're probably near something or have some sort of situation that makes yours better. You're probably near a Microsoft server or something. I will not trust it until I try it and know it works for myself.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I don't trust it. It's very risky.
Yeah,
it's a very complicated thing.
Google Stadia, I would have been real excited for if it was something that like was free, or so like I could play these games, like I could buy a game on Steam and get like a Stadia copy that would link my saves or something. Yeah. But I will not pay for a just streaming copy of anything. Probably ever. I don't know. I don't know when there would be a situation that I would trust myself fully until the entire world is blanketed in internet. I will not be that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah. There is there's so much like misconception around not Game Pass, Stadia. Well, I don't know why I was thinking of Game Pass, but Stadia, where like a lot of people think that it's like Netflix for games, where like you have to buy the games too. Yeah. Like even if you bought like the founder pack and you're paying the monthly thing, like you're paying a monthly subscription and then you also have to buy the games.
Yeah,
like $60. Like it's crazy. But yeah. That is coming next year. You know what is coming at a date that I'm not 100% sure of. I think might be available right now. The Final Fantasy series is coming to Xbox Game Pass. Some dude from Square Enix was up there. Some dude from Square Enix was up there, and a translator as well. They were up there, and they were like, hey, Final Fantasy is coming to Game Pass. And everybody's like, woo! That's it.
Random intern came up.
But yeah, I think, oh god, what's the list? There's a list. Final Fantasy 7, 8 remastered. It's all in goddamn Roman numerals. Here's a test. 11, 10 HD remastered, 10-2 HD remastered, 12 The Zodiac Age, 13, 13-2 Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, and 15. Wait, 15? 15. Damn, that's cool.
15's on everything, dude.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Game Pass, like that's cool. That's good. And also, I don't have this in any of the news stories or whatever, but some of the big announcements that they made or whatever for at XO19 is like, here's what's coming to Game Pass, and here, like by the end of the fall, here's what's coming right now. Like Rage 2 is coming to Game Pass, and that came out earlier this year. Witcher 3 is coming to Game Pass? God, I was telling somebody at work the other day, like one of my coworkers, I was like, dude, if I had a friend that came to me and was like, hey, I kind of want to, like, I played a game at my friend's house the other day, I'm kind of wanting to get back into games. Like, I was into them when I was younger. Video games.
Like, have you ever heard of, like, it's like moving pictures that you can control?
This is a real thing, though. Like, for example, one of my coworkers at work the other day was talking about how he played games when he was younger, and he didn't really, like, he doesn't really have time for them much now with a wife and a kid, but he, like, saw a cheap bundle for a PS4 and got that and like downloaded a free game. Like this is a thing where some people just used to play games, now they don't because life, and now they're come back. And if that was a thing with somebody, like I would honestly, and they were like, what console do I get? I would be like, get the cheapest Xbox One and get Game Pass. 100%. That is your most value for your money, and it is the easiest, and you can play a ton of amazing games. 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
it's such a good value.
Yeah,
Game Pass is incredible.
Freaking Xbox interface is such garbage.
It doesn't matter. It is fine.
So hard to navigate. I have
really
access to all of these Game Pass games, but I hate just like using it. I just want the game to be there.
Yeah, I mean, also if you start there, you get used to it. It's not like
but it's way like compared to the simplicity of PlayStation.
But
like,
a new person wouldn't know.
But
they wouldn't even know about that, so
sure,
they'd get used to the thing and they'd think that it's fine.
Get used to living in garbage. If you always live in garbage, you get used to the smell.
It's not that bad.
It's not good.
It's not great, but it's really not that bad. And they have redesigned they've redesigned the UI so many times on Xbox. Like they had a redesign before this one that I think was better, and then they did this one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, why? Like the one before this one was good. But yeah, I mean, the Game Pass page is simple. You go to the thing, you can, and that's on the store too. You can like search like the most recently added or like really popular ones and just download them. All you really need is My Games and Apps. Go there.
There are so many times that I've struggled to be like, wait, where do I find my games? It's
right on the front page. It literally says My Games and Apps right there. It's like
there are so many things on that front page. There's like a big ad of like, buy this game, and then they're like, I'm like, where is it here? Game Pass. I want to.
I'm gonna turn on my Xbox and I'm gonna look at what it looks like.
Oh god.
That's what we're gonna do here.
Okay.
But yeah, Final Fantasy's come into Game Pass, which is dope.
Also, Kingdom Hearts, the whole series. Because which is so weird because Kingdom Hearts 3 came to Xbox and it was like, you will have no idea what's going on if you're like
if you only have an Xbox and you did not play Kingdom Hearts, then you will have no clue.
And you had no way, if you only had an Xbox, you had no way of going back and playing the other one. So it was the weirdest decision. So yeah, Kingdom Hearts, the whole full story. Is it the full story? I know it's 1 and 2 is coming.
I don't know.
Let me try looking it up real quick.
It's probably not the full story because you have to play a billion different games. All right, so I turned on my Xbox, right, which has a dope-ass Halo 5 theme in the background, which I chose for it. Here's what it shows, right? On the homepage, it says launch Xbox Avatar Editor because that's the last thing that I launched. It has the first thing, like the last thing that you launched, the last gamer app that you launched is right there on the front page. And then literally you go down one. You just hit down on the D-pad and press A, My Games and Apps, right there. And then it's the most recent games and apps that you opened. Halo 5, Mutant Year Zero. And then there are a couple of ads, like there's like, so it's like on the front page, where you can scroll through, it's like launch Xbox Avatar Editor, which was the last thing I opened apparently. And then you can go over, claim your ultimate gift, get Spotify Premium, EA Access, and Discord Nitro on us. New message from Xbox Live. That's literally just saying like, hey, you got a new message. If it was from a friend, it would say new message from this friend.
Yeah.
And then Disney Plus, start your free trial. There's an ad there. But then it's like, it's just the most recent games. And then you scroll down and it's Xbox Live Gold and it's the 3 games with gold. You go down one more and it's recent Game Pass games. And then you go down even more and that's where you have your pins where you can add your own games and things that you use often. It's very cool.
It's
really not too bad at all.
I don't love it.
I don't love it either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not garbage.
Compared to the simplicity of PS4, that's a bit. Why are they feeding me ads? Let me.
Well, they're really small unless you scroll over them. They're literally just like small little things. I don't know.
If I'm just trying to play a game,
annoying.
then I should. I should not have, like, if I'm in the store, freaking sell me ads there. Like, PlayStation, if you open up the store, if you're like, I want to buy something, like, buy this.
Yeah.
But if I'm just trying to launch a game, they're like, well, why don't you buy this game to launch? And I'm like, no, I want to play the games I have. Or,
But those are right there too. They're bigger.
No, that's bad.
The ads are way small.
That's bad.
But yeah, also if you hit right bumper, you go over and there's Game Pass. Like, there's literally a whole big thing for Game Pass. There's one, and the games are sorted in weird ways too.
Oh yeah,
there's
too.
some that's like at the beginning, there's one that the first sorted thing is like fearless females. It's like Dishonored 2, Resident Evil 4, Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then quests. And then, like, I don't fully know what that is. But then there's, like, most popular, recently added, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Leaving
like,
soon. That's good.
Why aren't those at the top?
They kind of are.
What other Xbox news do we got, Teddy?
We have a bunch, man. And by a bunch, I mean 3 more stories of 3 games that are coming to the Xbox. Obsidian, there was a little trailer for a game called Grounded, which is supposed to be a survival game, but it also looks like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
So it's like you're really miniature. It looks kind of neat. We don't know too much about it. I don't think there was a date or anything at the end. Oh, it says spring 2020. So that is coming. It does look kind of cool. I'm interested.
I think you build a fort.
Yeah, dude.
Fortnite.
Yep. All right. Life is Strange developer also unveiled a game called Tell Me Why, which does also look super interesting. I haven't played Life is Strange, so I don't know too much, but I've heard that they're great and I own them, so I plan on playing them like always. And this also said spring 2020. It says all chapters coming spring 2020, which is probably a big thing in comparison to how they release the other games.
Yeah.
And then Rare also unveiled a game. The people still working on still doing Sea of Thieves. It's called Everwild, and it looks very kind of Breath of the Wild when it comes to art style, kind of. And like fantasy action adventure kind of thing, but they didn't. It's very much a teaser. Like the trailer doesn't show you much.
We got a lot of like, hey, we're making games.
Yeah, and there's no date at the end of that one. I honestly figure that one's pretty far out because Rare is still very much developing Sea of Thieves and whatnot.
Yeah, which
it's XO19. I'm gonna play my Xbox after this. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna play a Jedi Fallen Order. I didn't mention this, by the way. I got Fallen Order on PC, which is big for me because most of the time I play my single player games like that on PlayStation. But I was like, fuck it. I kind of want it to look really good and have really good graphics and 60 frames. So far it's been really smooth.
I played
even on my not great PC.
I originally started playing the Outer Worlds on PC, and then I was like, I want to make my girlfriend watch this. So I started playing on Xbox because I was playing both of them because they're on Game Pass. I got Game Pass Ultimate, so I was playing the PC version, and then I was like, oh, I'll jump to the Xbox version. And like the level of quality, like graphic quality that dropped from my PC to the Xbox was like, oh, okay, because they'll be like everything the textures are always good and look cool on my PC, but when I like having a conversation with a character on Xbox, like it'll like zoom in on their faces and then there'll be like a second or two and the textures behind them will like pop in, and I'm like, yep, okay.
Yep, this is a console.
This is what I have to deal with so that I can play it on the big screen.
Yeah. When I was weighing on getting Jedi Fallen Order on PS4 or PC, it was literally like, how good is the trophy list going to be? Like, am I going to be able to platinum this? And then I looked it up and everybody was like, yeah, the platinum, like the trophy list is actually very doable. Like it's a pretty solid trophy list. And I was like, damn it. But then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't really have time to play games like that anymore anyways. Like there are so many games that I've played and I was like, this is the game that I would platinum. Like and I've played it as if I was gonna platinum it, so like as I go I've been doing everything, stuff like that. Like I did Horizon like that, where I did everything. Like I did all the side missions, I got all the collectibles and stuff as I went, because I knew that I was gonna want to platinum it, but like I didn't have time. That kind of made it so that I never actually beat the game. So like I would have beaten it if I just mainlined the story, but I didn't. So I just don't really have the time to play games like that anymore. And honestly, if I do love it that much to 100% it on PC, then fuck it, maybe I will. You know, the idea behind platinuming is just that you love the games. At least for me, a lot of the times it's because I love the game so much I want to keep playing it and I want to get everything out of it. So not a bad thing if I end up doing that on PC anyway. So yeah.
Well, I just want to take a moment to shout out to the people who love Ready Set Gamecast, our Patreon producers. Thank you to Aaron C., Andrew Feisner, and Dragons Lucas. You help make this show possible by contributing to us on our Patreon at patreon.com/LastGeek. If you want to be a patron, you can go to that website, and for the low price of $5 a month, you can be a Patreon producer and get a shout out on each and every episode of Ready Set Gamecast.
I wonder if they love the show enough to platinum it.
Who knows? I think platinum it would be like listen to every episode, and no one like
listen to every episode and also be a Patreon supporter.
Yeah, here all the I should make that like be a platinum level on Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bronze, diamond.
Also, we have exciting news. We've had some discussions behind the scenes. So there was a big curtain, and we were behind it, and we discussed things. And for the time forward, unless things change, topic of the show is dead. Instead, I'm gonna recommend a movie. Everybody, go to Netflix and watch the movie Klaus. Klaus. I watched it before this podcast. And
Isn't that a horror movie?
No, it's a cute animated thing. The animation style is so good. It's like
you said that, and it made me think of like a Christmas horror movie. Am I crazy? Does that exist?
Probably. But
I literally just opened Netflix, by the way. Maybe they're fucking listening to us, but I opened Netflix and it's like the auto playing like background thing. And I'm like, oh, cool, my list.
Or maybe it's just a thing that they're heavily promoting right now because it's
maybe.
that time.
Who knows? I mean,
but yeah, it's the visual style is so cool. It's like it's like it's drawn, but like it has lighting to it. Like the lighting effects of it is so cool. It makes the scenes have so much emotion to it, and it's such a cute story. And
is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah, it's about it's an origin story about Santa Claus, but like told from a point of view of a postman who
this looks awesome.
Yeah, who like he was sent to this town because he's like a rich boy, and his dad wants him to be a postman, and he's like, I just want to have to go home and sit around and be waited on. And his dad's like, you have to go establish this post office in this really bad town, and if you don't get me 6,000 letters by the end of the year, you're cut off. And yeah, it's really cute. Just watch it. I cried.
It looks fun. It looks really fun. I wish I had time. I would honestly like fucking get some popcorn and watch that tonight.
Do it up, Teddy. At some point, you need to sit down, watch the movie, cry some big Teddy tears.
Are they happy tears or sad tears? I don't need any.
Happy
tears.
Sad. I don't know.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's solid. Also, by the way, I just opened Metacritic to look at the score of that movie just because I was curious. And also, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order apparently has an 82 on the console version, but on the PC version has a 91.
I hear there was some bugs in maybe the console version.
Yeah. So I was listening to Kind of Funny talk about it. Oh, also apparently on PC it went down to 85. RIP. But I was listening to the Kind of Funny Gamecast where they were talking about it, right? And everybody there had played it on console except for Fran. And they would all like, Tim talked about a few bugs, and Greg was talking about like sometimes when I jump and I land, like the geometry of where the foot's standing doesn't line up or whatever. And friend kept being like, I didn't see any of that on my version. Like mine was fine. Like, what do you mean? So honestly, I think the PC version is more optimized and less buggy.
Yeah, I mean they probably built it on PC, so it's easier.
Another reason. Well, it's another reason why I figured I would get it on PC as well, because it's Respawn.
Yeah.
If there's any developer that's gonna have a really good PC port, like Respawn, like Titanfall and Titanfall 2, like Apex, like they do really well with that.
Well, this brings us to the questions and comments portion of the show. Do you want to be part of the show? Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question, comment, or your favorite Santa Claus movie for us to read on the show.
The Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
That one is very good. We have some questions that you, our loyal listeners, sent in. First off, Matt asks, "Who's your starter?" I went with Grookey. I originally was going to go with Score Bunny, but my girlfriend talked me into Grookey, and...
Grookey gang,
yeah,
as I've heard.
And the Score Bunny evolution is cooler. The more I've interacted with he's fully evolved for me. The more I interact with him, the more I like him, but he almost doesn't look like a Pokemon. He's not as bad as the Sobble evolution. The Sobble evolution looks just bad. Rillaboom is the Grookey's final evolution. It's Grookey, Thwacky, and Rillaboom. But I went with Grookey. If I play a Shield, which I probably will eventually, I'll probably go Score Bunny. Teddy, if you were going to pick one, which would you pick?
My starter is Fufu Cuddly Poops. He's a saber-toothed moose lion. He's pretty adorable.
I believe you're supposed to pick one of the Sword and Shield starters.
See, that's not as fun.
Okay.
I don't know. Sobble looks very sad. So, poor little dude.
You going with Sobble? That's what Aaron went.
He looks very sad.
Though once she found out the final evolution, I was like, okay, here's where the
Oh yeah, doesn't he look fucking? Hold on, I'm looking this up.
He's like super skinny. It's weird.
Hold on, I literally typed in Sobble final evolution. I have not. I haven't gotten it. Oh yeah, is it this dude? Oh god, what a weird. No.
Yeah. So Aaron,
might be on
I was like,
gang.
here's where you can find Everstone. Just pop that on Sobble, and you just got Sobble forever. It's good. So she's never evolving her Sobble. Okay. What would you want the next evolution of Pokemon to look like? Meaning, where would you like to see the core series go? Honestly, I like what they're doing. I mean, there are certain features that they do cool features and then they take them away. But from what I understand, they're forcing people to have the shared XP where everybody on the team gets shared XP, and I don't know why they're not allowing you to turn that off, because I know in past games that you could. So it'd be nice if they at least had provided options to allow people to play at a harder difficulty. Because, they keep saying, oh, Pokemon is for kids. Though I am somewhat curious, how many kids actually play Pokemon now, especially compared to how many adults play. But Pokemon Sword and Shield's dope. I like it. They need some quality, like I said that at the front, they need to fix some quality of life stuff. I like the wild area. Literally, you get introduced to the basic stuff, and then they just drop you off at the wild area, and they're like, here's a bunch of Pokemon in a big open area, go to town, and then you'll get to a route, like once you come to town, then you'll be on actual routes, which the Pokemon there will be catchable. They will be leveled appropriately, but you can just wander around the wild area and count everything. But it would be nice to know if I, like, before I start a battle with them, if I can catch them or not.
Breath of the Wild it up.
Yeah.
All right. Leave Pokemon dormant for 5 to 10 years. Make this massive experience in an open world that people will never expect, and have it be quite different, except for the core of that the philosophy of that you are catching Pokemon. That is all that should stay. And, some Pokemon designs, like the designs of Pokemon. Those are the things that should... But even then, honestly, fuck it. Redesign them. Make them look in this whatever new art style you want to do. And then I will buy it.
I mean, they've done different stuff with side games. There's
Sure.
like Pokemon Rescue
not...
Squad, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. But like Pokemon is it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's very, they change things and they add things and they add features, and like the region is always different, and especially like the region is always vastly different a lot of the times.
Oh, yeah.
Like they do a whole different kind of thing. But it's still the same game. It's still the same moves. You're still like, it's the same battling. Like they, random encounters, cool. Or random encounters anymore, cool. Right? That's big.
That's actually
big.
A pretty big thing. That's the biggest thing they've probably
done. But that's
done.
big for Pokemon fans. That's not big for somebody looking at it. If you look at, like, literally that Pokemon of, like, this, I don't know, Sword and Shield compared to Sun and Moon, like, for me, or people who don't play Pokemon, you're like, okay. It's not that big. Yeah. They're not that big of a changes. I get that they're big. It's like, to me, if I am it's like when they finally nerfed Galahorn in Destiny. It created a whole new Destiny in my eyes, right? But to somebody looking at it who doesn't play Destiny, they're like, what's the big deal? Like it's just they just changed a weapon, Like it's, to me, that's a similar kind of thing. To fully, like, change Pokemon, it would have to be a very big thing. I don't mean a big thing as in a big feature. I mean as in they would have to make a totally different game. And I would be very up for that. And I know a lot of people would too. That's what Tim Geddes wants. That's what King Italian wants. Like, I know a lot of big personalities.
You've never taken to Pokemon, though.
No.
Okay, no. So I don't think that they should. I think if they did that, that would alienate the people who already played.
I don't think you would have to. I mean, Breath of the Wild is very different from, like, Breath of the Wild is not a standard Zelda game when it comes to the formula. Like, It is not, you don't go to temples and get new, like, before Breath of the Wild, Zelda was very much like, you go to temples, you get new abilities, right? You get, like, the hook shot, and then you can go to another one and, like, progress further. Like, it kind of does have a formula. Whereas like, and Breath of the Wild is totally different. Like I know a lot of people that like Bunny, right? Bunny says that it is not like that. It's a good solid game, but it's not a great Zelda game, right? But most of the people who even think that, like, I have a friend Gabby who really loves Breath of the Wild, like most people do, because it's incredible. But like, it's not. Even she said, she's like, it's not a standard normal Zelda game for sure, right? But that doesn't mean that they alienated the fans of previous Zelda. They just made it a good enough game that, like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You'd have to make an incredible game. But to be fair, that's a big ask.
Yeah, I mean...
to make a Breath of the Wild caliber game, that's like a masterpiece of, like, the ages.
I think when you talk about what genre is Zelda, like, it still fits. Breath of the Wild is still in that genre. That's still, like... it's an action adventure deal, but even then, like, it's not exactly the same, because like previous Zelda games it's just a very different formula. It's a very different type of game. Yeah. I like the more them kind of adding what I'd like to see them do is try out new features in new games. Like they made Let's Go, and they took features from that, like the Pokemon wandering around, and brought them into the new core game. And there are features that people have liked in the past that get dropped. I would like to see them take the best features, like get rid of the things that didn't work and keep building upon it. Instead, they kind of just like keep like mixing up, like they take stuff out that people like, and I like to see the game keep being built on rather than kind of pulling parts out and switching them out. But
I mean, they're never gonna do what I want to do because they don't have to, right?
Yeah.
Like Zelda, they did because a lot of people kind of thought it was getting stale and they wanted a new kind of thing. Like they don't have to do that because Pokemon always sells a ridiculous amount. They could just keep doing this forever. So
it's fun to play. I'm loving Sword and Shield, and the thing, honestly,
anyone who loves Pokemon's gonna love it.
Yeah. I kind of like the idea of them getting rid of some of the Pokemon from the game for balancing issues, because and that's the reason they did. There's a lot of people like, oh, they couldn't do all the animations. The interview where they talked about it, they specifically said, oh, we're going to try and do some new animations. We're going to try and do this, but it's balancing. There's too many Pokemon. We need to balance it, which is completely fair. And like walking around the wild area, I'm like, there are so many Pokemon. I don't know if I can catch them all. I don't know. Like, it's such a weird deal, but like I would like them to kind of build on features and add more clothes. Add some more effing clothes. I literally book it from town to town because I want some new clothes. My outfit isn't perfect. I need a cooler hat. And I'm like, okay, the different towns have different clothes. I will book it to the next town. I'm not going to catch the Pokemon. I just need to check the store. And I haven't found the perfect outfit. So add some more clothes in. Allow me to customize my character more. Zyger asks, how do you feel about Obsidian's new game announced at XO19 Grounded? Personally, while I think the game looks interesting, could have a audience, and is made by an amazing studio, I am a little disheartened that it isn't an RPG, given Obsidian's amazing track record of RPGs.
Well, sure, but they just made an RPG.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they just gave you one.
Yeah, Outer Worlds is great, and I feel like, I mean, Obsidian trying something new is going to make whatever they do in the future better.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
and
creative people like trying different things.
Yeah, well,
they don't want to just work on RPGs forever. Sometimes.
We'll see if it's good. I mean, honestly, I like seeing the fort building, because it was like, man, remember when Fortnite was about fort building and like fighting stuff? Man, that was cool.
It still could be. It still exists for you.
Yeah.
Save the world and go have fun with that.
They don't care about that one. So
Is Save the World still not free?
It is still not free.
What the fucking shit?
Yeah, it's not.
That is ridiculous. At this point, when Fortnite has made so much money that they're like made a store to give back to developers, and like they've like made their engine like free in certain things, and like they're trying to give back money. Like they're still gonna charge for Save the World? That's ridiculous.
They want people to forget that Fortnite wasn't originally what it is. They're like, we always had this idea. This is what we always wanted to make.
I don't know about that.
I don't know what the reason is, but it's hard. Well, it's hard to say just on a teaser what Grounded could be, but it
looks cool. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'll see. Pokemon Sword and Shield is amazing, Teddy Chinaris. I added that in, but he did say Pokemon Sword and Shield is amazing. And wild areas are an absolute game changer. The new Pokemon designs are some of the best in a long time. Character customization returns and is way more in-depth than X or Y, and visually the game is amazing. People hating on the game have no idea what they're talking about. So, question, why do haters gotta hate?
Because what haters do, man. They just hate.
Then they wouldn't be haters if they loved.
Exactly. Oh my god. Fucking nailed it. There you go. They just wouldn't be haters if they didn't hate.
Yeah.
So it's what they do.
I mean, they're used to something else, and they're upset that they don't have it. And it's the same deal of like the shitty, when I looked at Rillaboom and said, this looks weird, but then I play with him in Pokemon Camp, and he's got his little drum on his back, and then I talk to him, and he gives me a big thumbs up or whatever. He raises his hand, and it's like, you know what, Rillaboom? I think I love you. And, so it's just people are cranky and they're not loved enough, and so they just gotta hate.
That's very true.
Yeah, character customization is dope. I do wish they allowed you to character customize from the get-go. You gotta pick like some default pictures, and it's like, just let me pick my hairstyle and like basic stuff from the get-go. I have to like find a haircut store before I can like design my hair the way I want. But
yeah,
it's Game Freak making some small changes and big changes too. Like the Wild Area is an absolute game changer. Both in terms of, because it literally, they are like, here's all the Pokemon. You literally get off the train after getting your first Pokemon, and they're like, look at all the Pokemon in the game. You can't catch most of them. Probably don't go get near most of them. It kind of, like, literally, it kind of makes Pokemon feel tense and scary, because it's like you literally have to run away from something, because Pokemon will like chase after you, and you have to literally run away from them because you're like, I know this guy's too high level. I cannot deal with you. And it's cool. Not Zyger asks, review the Popeye's chicken sandwich.
I have not had it yet. Zyger, I need you, or not Zyger, sorry. I need you to inform me on, like, I don't know the deal with this, because wasn't it limited time for a little bit, but isn't it now back and like at every Popeyes? Or is it only at certain locations? I haven't had it. I don't know, but I'd like to have it. If it's at a Popeyes near me, maybe I'll give it a shot.
I do not have a Popeyes near me. I don't know where the closest Popeyes is.
Shut up.
I love chicken. I love sandwiches. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Wow. I mean, that's without even trying it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just based on chicken sandwich. That's my rating.
That's fair.
He asked me to review it. He didn't say I had to try
He didn't
it.
shy away, you know?
He didn't
he
say
went for it.
I had to know what it is or what it's ever stepped foot into Popeyes. He just asked me to do the job, and I did it.
It's up to you if you trust his review or not. You know what I mean? Like, we're not saying it's super like valuable. We're just saying that it exists. Like, here's the review.
I'm giving you a number. I'm not giving you a written review about why I gave you that number.
Yeah.
This is why number scores are the best reviews.
This is why number scores is a flawed system.
Housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on YouTube. Also, if you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful.
I'm wearing a God of War shirt today. It's good to flex with. You know what I mean? If there's any shirt to flex with, it's the God of War shirt. Not like Stardew Valley. Be like, check out these muscles, my cute ass shirt with a chicken on it.
I'm wearing my Runner number 5 shirt from the hit running app / video game Zombies Run. Also, you should tell your friends to listen to Ready Set Gamecast. Reviews are dope, but having more listeners is the goal. So telling people that this is a quality podcast will hopefully achieve that goal. Other Last Geek stuff you should check out. We have a merch store. The Monster Prom Part 1 is out. The vlogs from Seattle and PAX West are out.
Also, in the Monster Prom video, they're all wearing fancy clothes, so check that out. It's cute.
I'm trying to see if we have other vlogs out. SuperCon vlog was out. A little convention in my state I went to. It's mostly about me driving there, and then I come back and there's real bad fog, and I thought I was gonna die. So that's an exciting adventure.
So if you want to see Bryce almost die,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, we're trying to experiment with different vlog styles of like, should it be just a bunch of clips of us walking around with dope music playing? Should we be talking at the camera more? You should watch all of the vlogs and comment, like rate them. Be like, this is my favorite. This is my second favorite. This is...
Wow. Yeah, put that in the question and answers next time. We'll discuss your reviews of the vlogs.
Maybe we'll do something new, different in every where the topic of the show used to be. We'll do something different. Maybe it'll be vlog reviews. Okay, this brings us to the end of the podcast. Teddy Chinaris, where can people find you?
Just on the street. Find me at the Row Kitchen Pub. Just taking people to their tables. You can find me twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris once every 2 weeks. And twitter.com/Teddy Chinaris, and also instagram.com/Teddy Chinaris. I've been using the Instagram story feature more often. That's fun. So follow me on Instagram. Check out what I'm doing.
You gotta check that.
I was gonna say daily, and I was like, no, not daily. Every few days.
You gotta check that every day, because if you miss that story content, it's just gone.
It's true. You have to be checking my Instagram every single day. That's what you need to do.
Hi, I'm Bryce. You can follow me on Twitter at Last Geek. You can follow me on Twitch at Last Geek Plays. You can follow me at Instagram Last Geek Plays. You can follow me at Facebook on Last Geek. LastGeek.com has the audio files. I need to do more stuff with that website, but I did just do a cool redesign. It looks real cool, probably. And YouTube.com /Last Geek will have the video versions of the podcast, the vlogs, the Let's Plays, other random stuff that I put up there. Maybe I'll do a video essay. I've been thinking about it. That's a lot of work. We'll see if that ever happens.
I've wanted to do a certain video essay for fucking years. But there's no way. I don't think it's ever going to be made. Wow. I want to do it. I genuinely want to study up. I've talked about this before, but I want to study up on fucking more game design principles and fucking read some books and get educated and shit. And then I want to make a long ass concept video on how an Avatar: The Last Airbender MMO would work. Cause God, that'd be dope.
There's two that I know I want to do. One is about the quality of games that Annapurna Interactive publishes. Because it's one of those deals that if I see the words Annapurna Interactive before a trailer, I'm like, I'm paying attention now. And then also there's a game called Virtual Reality, which is this cool VR game. And basically I don't want to get into spoilers, but it's not what you think it is. And it's the story it tells is really, really cool. And I'd love to kind of do a deep dive of why it's so interesting. So maybe if we get enough Patreon supporters, I will be able to find the time to be able to do that, because time is money and money is time. Thank you for listening to Ready Set Gamecast, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.